Hi, welcome to day 4 of You Can Become a Master Series 1. Today, I'll be introducing the concept of options, just the concept, and definitions of certain terms used in options. Because we are going to discuss nearly 10 terms, the discussions will spill over to day 5 and perhaps day 6. Right then, let's start. Often we see advertisements in newspapers, in TV channels, urging us to buy land or houses in downtown areas at 1/3 of the price that you will be paying nearer the town. You are also aware that the real estate prices are going up once again, and it is likely that this particular investment can perhaps double or triple in the next 3-4 years, and you can then sell them, make a huge profit. So you decide to buy this asset, you proceed and buy it. This concept is known as long. Therefore, long refers to the purchase of an asset with the expectation that it will increase in value. The buyer here owns the asset. Now let us learn another concept called short. See, your friend is traveling and he requires immediately $1,000. He approaches you. He says, "Please get me $1,000 at the current market price." You also know a friend who has got dollars with him, and that friend may travel maybe a couple of weeks later. So you approach that friend and you tell him, "Please give me this $1,000 that somebody requires, and we will return it in a week's time." You, being a nice observer of currencies, are aware that this particular currency will go down in value and the other currency will increase in value in the days to come. As an example, today let us say a dollar goes for 78 rupees 50 paise. You are aware that in about a week's time, the dollar may lose some of its strength and it may be selling for 77 rupees. So you take this $1,000, otherwise you borrow this $1,000 from this friend and sell it to other friend at 78.50. A week later, when it hits 77, you buy $1,000 at 77 and return the $1,000 to the other friend who had lent you this. What has happened in this transaction? In a week's time, for these $1,000, you have actually gained 1,500 rupees, even though the asset is not yours. Therefore, how do I define short? Short is borrow an asset, sell it, and hope to buy it when the prices go down. That trader sells the assets first with the intention of repurchasing it later at a lower price, thereby making a good profit. Have you understood the concept of short, friends? Having learned the concepts of long and short, let us now try to understand the concept of option. Option is nothing but a financial tool that gives the buyer call the right but not the obligation to buy, or the seller put option the right but not obligation to sell an underlying asset at an agreed upon price called strike price and the date called specific date. I'm going to explain this with examples. When I say examples, I'm going to give you an example, simple example of call option, simple example of put option. Okay, friends? Let us start with the example of buying onions. You are a trader dealing in onions and you know how volatile the onion prices are. It keeps going up and down in the Indian market. So you wait for the right time to buy so that you don't lose the money. At the same time, you can also make a lot of money. You keep looking for deals in onions. Suddenly you find one such deal which says onion to be sold at 12 rupees a kg, a minimum lot of 1000 kgs or in July. Okay? You think it's a good one to buy, but it also says you have to pay a premium of 3 rupees per kg in case you want to buy this particular option. This option is known as call option because it is calling you to buy 1000 kgs minimum at 12 rupees with a 3 rupee premium to be paid on this. Alright. You decide to buy because you know by July the onion prices are going to rise beyond 15 rupees. Why 15 rupees? You have paid 3 rupees premium. 12 rupees is what we call as the strike price. So your total cost is 15 rupees. Therefore, anything over 15 rupees you are going to gain. You have agreed and you buy this option, pay 3 rupees per kg, 1000 kgs, therefore 3000 rupees you have paid. Come July, on the settlement day, two things can happen. One, the onion going up to 20 rupees, in which case you will certainly buy the onions, the 1000 kg onions at 12 rupees and pay the person 12,000 rupees and finish the deal. The second option is the prices of onion have stayed at 12 rupees and therefore you may not buy it. You may not exercise this particular option. You have the right not to exercise. You have the right not to buy this option. Have you understood this? So in call option, you, the buyer of the call option reserves the right to buy or otherwise let it go. Your loss stays up to 3 rupees or 3000 rupees, whereas if you gain, you may gain a lot. This is the concept of call. Consider the case of a farmer who is growing onions and who would like to sell his onions for a fair price in the market. He is looking for buyers of onion and he suddenly sees one option which says we are willing to buy onions at 10 rupees a kg, but premium per kg, and the settlement date will be July. Farmer agrees to buy this particular option. Note this. He is going to sell the goods, but he buys the option to sell the goods at a specific price on a specific date. Okay? Right. The farmer buys this option and pays 2000 rupees to the person who had agreed to buy your onions at 10 rupees. On the day of settlement, or on the day when we have to actually exchange, two things may happen. One, the prices have stabilized and it stays at 10 rupees, and therefore the seller, if he is going to sell this at 10 rupees, he incurs a loss of 2000 rupees. On the other hand, the onion prices may crash to 6 rupees a kg in the market, but the buyer is bound to buy this from you at 10 rupees a kg, and you have the right to sell him at 10 rupees a kg. Here you are going to gain at least 2 rupees a kg. How? You have paid a premium of 2 rupees, and therefore your net price is 10 minus 2, that is 8. Or if you are going to calculate the profit, the current market price is 6, and you have paid 2 rupees premium, and therefore you have actually incurred about 8 rupees, whereas you are getting 10 rupees per kg. So in every put option, the seller hopes that the prices are going to go down below the strike price plus the premium, so that the person who is selling gets a decent profit. This is the concept of put. And therefore, friends, in a call option, the buyer of the call option buys this with the hope that the prices will increase during the course of this option time, whereas the buyers of put option, who are the sellers of the goods, always hope that the prices crash so that they get a profit on their produce. I hope you have understood this. I'm going to come out with some very interesting game at the end of this particular session or the week. Let's say day 7, I'm going to give you some very decent games for you to further understand and play in the commodity market. Bye for now. I'm going to see you tomorrow with another module, day 5. You can also become a master, series 1.